Hello, welcome once again, friends. I in this session going to discuss the Docker installation. Right. So I have Ubuntu operating system into which I'll start the terminal and I'll show you how to install Docker. Fine. So I'll do what is first. I'll run the command sudo apt get update. For this, friends, you need to provide internet connectivity. So I'll be connecting my system to internet. Yeah, so now it is connected to internet. Now I say sudo apt get update, enter the password. So it depends on your connectivity speed. So if your speed is faster, then the update will take very less time. We update the system so that there won't be any dependency issues further. Now after updating, we do what is we'll install Docker. Okay. So I have already installed. I'll show you the command to install Docker. Sudo apt get install docker.io. Okay, friends, this is the command that you will be using to install Docker. Okay, so I have already installed Docker on my system, so I'll not install it once again. After installing, you're supposed to check whether Docker has installed or not by giving the command docker to hyphen version. It will give you the Docker version currently that I have installed. So it says Docker version 18.09.7. Fine, friends. So once you are sure about that Docker is been installed, okay. Next, we'll deal with various basic operations uh, that we can do using Docker. Okay. To tell you in simple terms, Docker, as in the previous session, we have discussed that it's a package that allows you to create containers. Okay, so in the operations, I'll be telling you how to create containers, fine, and how you can install some applications inside the containers and how to push those containers into the Docker Hub. Then later on, later on, how to pull it from the Docker Hub. Those things will be discussed. Okay, friends. Now, before I get into the Docker like container creation and all, let me just discuss the Docker's containers lifecycle. Okay, so we know that the every aspect will be having certain lifecycle. The same way, the Docker containers, okay, whatever container I am speaking about, okay, or whatever container that we would be creating now, okay, it has its own lifecycle. Okay, so when we create a Docker container using Docker engine, okay, it will be a kind of image. Okay, it will be in the form of image. Okay, then later on, when this image is in the form of run state, okay, it has got various states like any Docker container. will be either run in a running state or stop state or in the deleted state. Okay, so when the Docker engine creates a Docker container, it's called the image initially. Then when we run that container, run it when we run the image, that time it is called a container. Okay, so things are pretty confusing over here. But in simple terms, when we create a container using Docker engine, it's initially called an image, simple image. Then when we run that image, that time it becomes a container. Okay, that time it will be having some ability to hold some data, some like files or some applications that will be installing. Okay, the image alone does not have that capability. When the image is converted into running state, okay, that time it becomes a container, and when it is running, that time only you can do various operations. Fine. Then after you create this container, you can do what is commit. Okay, you can commit the various operations that you have done on that container, and you can do what is push it on to the Docker Hub. Okay, can push it on to the Docker Hub, then that can be pulled by any other developer or any other tester in order to perform various operation. Okay, then after you have used the container, you can stop the container. Okay, then after stopping the container, if you no more you need that container, you can just delete that. Fine. So this is the Docker container lifecycle, friends. Okay, in simple terms, when the Docker engine creates the container, it will be in the form of an image. Then when we run this image, it becomes what? A container. Okay, then you do what is you perform various operations in the running state of the container. Like you can create some directories inside the container. You can like put some HTML files which seem to be a website page files. Then you can install certain application softwares like Apache and all inside the container. Fine. Then that can be those whatever write operations that you have performed in the container, those things can be committed. Then after committing, you can just do what is you can push them onto the Docker Hub. Okay, so in the Docker Hub with a certain identity, it will be available, and that can be like pulled by any of your teammates, and they can perform other operations. Okay, like testing and all. Okay, friends. Then after you have used the container, you can stop it. Okay, then later on, after usage of the container, you can delete it. Fine. Those are the container stages. Okay, friends, I hope you have understood this concept, friends. Now in the next session, we will be doing what is we will be dealing with various operations on using Docker. Okay, friends.